Creating hope in these tough times. I think there's a lot of things we can do ourselves to make things easier. I think one of the biggest things is living below our means. I see so many people driving $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 vehicles, and not only that, they're paying the insurance on that vehicle, and that's so much money that you're throwing out. I mean, these vehicles, this is just one example, but they're fastly depreciating. Besides the interest that you're paying on the loan for it, it's a way to squander a lot of money. Living below your means is a big deal. It allows you to have some freedom with your money. Shop for everything. And I mean everything. I recently saved myself $1,200 a year just going through different insurance companies. And if I have to do it again next year, if they raise me up, I'll do it again next year. That's a lot of money. Stay out of debt. That's the biggest one, debt. Everybody just, oh yeah, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. And all of a sudden, you have no money left over. It's all going out. I got a funny story about that. I was at a motorcycle dealer, and the salesman told me they got guys going in there that make $500,000 a year that can't borrow the money to buy a motorcycle because they don't have any money left. It's all going out. They got good credit, but there's no income left. I mean, I guess keeping up with the Joneses caught up to them. Now, learn to fix and repair as much as you can. This is a good one because this is, to me, it's satisfying. You know, not only do you learn how to fix and repair things, you save yourself a bundle of money. I've always worked on my own plumbing and carpentry, and a lot of it's pretty simple if you just kind of try. And now with YouTube, you can look it up, and a lot of these guys kind of know what they're doing, and it's pretty easy to learn how to do stuff. Working on vehicles, as long as you don't have something in the last 10 years that requires all kinds of diagnostic stuff. I mean, you know, the new ones, you're kind of strapped, but hopefully it's under warranty if that's what you got. But the old vehicles, you can fix a lot on them yourself. There's a lot of things you still can fix even on a new one or a newer one. It's good to learn how to do all those things. And like I said, it's satisfying. You're learning. It's kind of neat when you fix your own thing. You feel good about it. And here's one that's going to be tough for everybody. Put your phone down. I'm going crazy with this phone thing. I mean, people walk into you. You take somebody in your car. You're going down the road, and you're going by scenery and things that are neat to look at. And they're sitting in the passenger seat looking at their phone. It's like you're missing the world. It's kind of nuts. I know it's the time we live in now. And the phones, you know, they're neat. There's good to them. There's a lot of good to them. But to just stare at it, you know, what I've heard is the average is 7 hours a day that people are looking at a screen now. I think it's turning into a little bit of a problem. That and the TV set, which that's been around a long time. And I've always, you know, I was brought up, hey, get away from the TV set, you know. And now I know why, you know, because you could be creating, you could be doing something. There's so many things you could do constructive. And I think when you live in this comfort zone, you don't feel as good about yourself. I think it has an effect inside that you don't realize, but after time of constantly doing it, I think it hurts. It hurts the inside. I go to work and there's guys sitting there. I remember, 15 years ago, I started working at this place, and we'd go in there, joke, talk, make fun of each other, and you actually I don't know, you felt kind of good about it. It's sometimes it got rough, but there was communication, and you go in there now and it's silent. It's silent. Everybody is scrolling, and I don't carry my phone. I leave it in a spot where, in an emergency, if I need to use it, I got it, but I do not carry it. So I'm the only one sitting there, and then I'm just looking at each one of them, kind of going one to the other, one to the other. Every one of them scrolling. Every once in a while, I'll clap my hands real loud. What's wrong? I don't know. Are you alive? It's weird. Uh, and another big one is, I think, getting healthy. Uh, this is easy for some people. It's harder for others. But try to eat healthy, stay fit, do some exercise every day. You don't have to be a marathon runner or a power lifter. Most of us don't have the genetics to do either. So if you do get into fitness, don't start looking at TikTok videos thinking, that you're not doing that good because, there's some guy on there squatting 800 pounds, because he's probably genetically predisposed to do a lot anyway. I mean, and then besides the fact there's a lot of performance enhancing drugs out there that I think some of these people do also that gives them that performance. Just get as fit as you can. Beat your own records. Don't worry about other people's records. If you like running, set times up for yourself. Try to beat your last time. Just a little bit every time. Don't worry about the guy that ran the 4-minute mile. Again, another genetic marvel. But do the best you can, because there may come a time you need to be fit. We need to be stronger, and it takes the pharmaceutical industry out. There's so many people on blood pressure and diabetic crap that they don't really have to be on. Some of them do, but there's a lot of them that don't. And this is a way to get off that stuff. Eat correctly. Don't drink a 6-pack of Coke every day, or Mountain Dew. I know guys that do that. Try to drink water. It's good for you. Just pay attention to your health, because when you get older, if you let it go, it's going to cost you everything. With insurance the way it is nowadays, what do you got to shell out before they even pay? $10,000. It's pretty important. You don't want to work your whole life and then spend your last few years, spending all the money you saved up or put aside on physical ailments. Get self-sufficient. Try to get others to join you. This is the main thing. You want to be able to do as much as you can on your own. Be fit, self-sufficient. And another thing with the fitness thing, it's kind of a good way to meet like-minded people. I know in my last video I talked about grouping up with people. And this is a good way to do it too. You meet people in the gym, or if I'd like to go to the high school track on Saturday morning, and there's usually several people walking or running the track. It's a good place to meet people. And you can start talking to people and grouping up that way. One thing I like to do is stay out of the comfort zone. Because when you're comfortable, you're really usually not accomplishing much. I try to find a discomfort zone. And I don't just mean about exercise. I mean about anything, about learning anything. If you're going to learn anything, you usually have to go outside that zone to get anything new in your head or your body. You're usually got to get out the comfort zone. So that goes back to the TV and the phone. There's the comfort zone. Oh, I worked all week. I'm going to sit here and watch Netflix and scroll through my phone. And hey, I worked, so I get to do this. Well, okay, but you're going to pay the consequences too, because there's other things you can do that are a lot more effective, especially, with the way things are now. Things aren't that great, and we have to make sure we're strong. We don't want to be just in the comfort zone when things, if they do get real bad. If we were nothing but the comfort zone, what good are we going to do? We need to be strong and smart and educated, and that's how we do it, staying out of the comfort zone. Anyway, I hope this resonates with a couple people. I'm hoping I get a couple comments on that first video I did. I'm kind of curious what people thought about it, because I know it seems out there, but I do believe it's possible. I believe all this stuff's possible. We just got to try. Anyway, thanks for watching.